Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. The North Star for every employer, manager, and HR professional is to create a supportive culture where the employees are empowered to reach their full potential. Now more than ever, that objective starts with Ginger, a comprehensive mental health system for employees. Right now, there is little that is more important than mental health in terms of getting the most out of employees. Ginger is reinventing mental health care to provide immediate and on-demand personalized support for your employees. Here's how it works. Ginger brings immediate, high-quality mental health support right from a smartphone. With Ginger, members can connect with behavioral health coaches via text 24/7. This revolutionizes mental health care for employees in terms of having an on-demand access to mental health support. Employees can get help with setting and working towards goals around anxiety, sleep, relationship stress, and much more. For in-depth care, Ginger offers video therapy and psychiatry. Coaches, therapists, and psychiatrists work together to ensure each Ginger member gets seamless care tailored to their lives. Nearly 25 million people around the world have access to the Ginger on-demand mental health system. Sign up your team today. To learn more about how Ginger can support your employees' mental health, visit ginger.com/compliance. That's ginger.com/compliance. Welcome to the Sunday Book Review for November 14, 2021, the Athenian Democracy edition. Today we take up three books: The Discourse of Kingship in Classical Greece by Carol Atack, Philip and Alexander by Adrian Goldsworthy, and Athens After Empire by Ian Worthington. This comes to us from the Times Literary Supplement, or TLS, in an article by Benjamin Gray. The idea of monarchy, as shown in Carol Atack's new book, makes clear that the Hellenistic and Roman monarchs who followed Alexander had to contend with many vibrant city-states across the Mediterranean. Adrian Goldsworthy and Ian Worthington also contribute significantly to making these scholarly developments accessible to a wider audience. The major innovation in Goldsworthy's Philip and Alexander is to pair Alexander's biography with that of his father, Philip II. And it shows that Philip laid the groundwork for the reforms to the Macedonian army and his own military, which brought the Greek city-states under Macedonian control. Classical Athens' relationship with monarchy is the focus of Discourse of Kingship by Carol Atack, and she shows how the 4th century intellectuals at Athens responded to the rise of powerful kings to the north and on the fringes of the Greek world by imagining utopian fusions of virtuous one-man rule with wide citizen participation. Xenophon and others took inspiration from particular contemporary or mythical kings, while Plato reacted against this trend with his abstract and demanding and ever unrealized ideal of the philosopher kings or the philosopher statesman. And of course, with Athens After Empire, Ian Worthington traces the ways in which the post-classical Athens successfully accentuated its cultural credentials, partly to attract travelers and partly to emphasize its festivals and intellectual life rather than political institutions or power. The philosophers in Athens, he talked about the gathered force by the time St. Paul's encounters with Athenian philosophers and cults. Yet it did not constitute a retreat into the status of museums or tourist attractions. Athenian played a very successful role in broadcasting their own cultural heritage. These 3 books provide an excellent guide to the complex and entanglement of cities and kings in the Greek world from the classical period forward, the ongoing interdependence between constrained and simulated, the political and cultural life of cities and monarchies alike. I love the study of ancient Greek and the classical Greek period and the classical Roman period, and I hope you'll check out one or more of these books. I find them fascinating and a great way to introduce. We've got some great new podcasts on the Compliance Podcast Network that I hope you will check out. The first is Hidden Traffic, hosted by Gwen Hassan, where she looks at the international scourge of human trafficking and modern slavery. The week of November 15th, I'm running a special 5-part series on Lyme disease and understanding Lyme disease. This is one of the most misunderstood diseases in the United States, and I have 2 epidemiologists, Dr. Ben Lockwood and Scott Endicott. Scott's a sufferer of Lyme disease, and he's going to talk about his own personal journey into Lyme disease. Have you considered using design thinking as a tool to help garner more engagement and indeed more effectiveness of your compliance program? Well, if you haven't, take a listen to the new podcast, Design Thinking and Compliance, where with my co-host, Karsten Tams, we take a deep dive into what is design thinking and, more importantly, how can the compliance professional utilize it. And finally, I hope you are following Effing Argentina, 11 Tales of Exasperation in the Modern World. It's a ton of fun for a series. This is Tom Fox. Thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to visiting with you again next week.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.